On April 3, 2022, the neighbors of OnlyFans model Clenney and her boyfriend Christian Obumseli started calling the security of their apartment building to report a loud disturbance. Clenney called 911 at 4:57 p.m., during which she requested help for her boyfriend and said Obumseli had been stabbed and needed help. In audio of that call, Obumseli can be heard saying that he is dying and is losing feeling in his arm.
I can't feel my arm. 3101. I can't feel my arm.
When police arrived, Clenney was cradling Obumseli's body, according to her arrest warrant. He later died of his injuries at the hospital. Later on, Courtney went on to strike headlines across the nation for the alleged murder of her boyfriend by stabbing, as several revelations came forth. What exactly went about on the fateful day of April 3, 2022, that struck horror across the nation? Courtney Clenney was born on April 21st in the year 1996, and she holds an American nationality. She's around 26 years of age. Courtney had been a sports enthusiast since her childhood. Known as Courtney Taylor on OnlyFans, and among her fans, Clenney had over 2 million followers and had a substantial earning from her job. Meanwhile, Obumseli's Facebook page says he was the owner of Wiseman and Peachtree LLC and was someone who studied communication studies at Texas Tech University when he went to Plano East Senior High School. He was from Plano, Texas, and wrote that he was single and living in Dallas, Texas. 2 weeks before the stabbing, Clenney appeared on the We in Miami podcast, according to Radar Online. "I only date black guys, especially black guys. Let me clarify, I only date rich black guys," she had said. The couple had gotten together in November 2020 and at the time of Christian's murder were living together in Miami, Florida. The two, however, supposedly had always had an extremely tempestuous and combative relationship. There were allegedly multiple complaints about loud arguments they had in their apartment, and the management even said they were considering evicting them. Clenney had supposedly kicked Obumseli from the apartment, but they made up just days prior to the killing. On the day of Obumseli's death, he left the apartment at 1:15 p.m. and returned at 4:33 p.m. with sandwiches for the pair, Rundle said. Clenney called her mother at 4:43 p.m. and spoke for 6 minutes, and called her again at 4:49 and spoke for 7 minutes, Rundle said. At 4:57, she called 911 to report that Obumseli had been stabbed. During that time, neighbors called the building about a disturbance and security also called 911, Rundle said. State Attorney Catherine Fernandez Rundle said, "On that 911 call, Christian can be heard in the background. We repeatedly say that he was saying he was losing feeling in his arm. Defendant Clenney is also heard saying, 'I'm so sorry.' And that's what had indeed happened. When Clenney had called 911, she could be heard saying, 'My boyfriend is dying of a stab wound. Baby, I'm so sorry.' The fatal stab could be seen directly above a tattoo bearing her name. Images from the Miami coroner's office show a lifeless Christian Obumseli on an examination table with a long row of stitches above a cursive Courtney on his left pectoral muscle. Police believe that Obumseli had been stabbed sometime between 4:33 and 4:57 p.m. In the elevator footage from some days back, Clenney is seen repeatedly hitting Obumseli. After the couple is seen entering the elevator on February 21st, and just some moments before the door closes, Clenney starts aggressively attacking Obumseli. Obumseli is punched several times in the head and face and hit in the back and arms. He mostly remained defensive, using his arm to try to block her blows, but he then pushed her back and hit her several times in response. As the doors opened, he walked out of the elevator, with Clenney continuing to hit and push him from behind as she followed him. During her hearing in December, Clenney sobbed while her legal team insisted again that she had been acting in self-defense when she stabbed her boyfriend. But Judge Laura Sharon Cruz denied bail in a written order saying, prosecutors have released several pieces of evidence from the case that they say reveal Clenney's domineering and destructive role in the relationship. Catherine Rundle said the security in their apartment building, intent on evicting them, had been documenting all of the loud arguments that happened between Clenney and Obumseli, as well as complaints their neighbors. Clenney can be heard screaming herself hoarse on several videos Obumseli secretly recorded, calling him the N-word on one and telling him that she wanted to kill him in another, just a month before his slaying. I'm actually fucking not having a good day where I actually literally fucking want to kill you, Clenney said in the cell phone clip. But you don't take me seriously. After calling the police, Clenney and her defense team said that she had acted in self-defense after the couple got into the heated argument. She claimed that Obumseli grabbed her by the throat and shoved her against the wall. But the prosecution and Obumseli's family are denying the possibility that he would have ever acted out violently. We will cover the details of the case, the argument for self-defense, and information on second-degree murder in Florida. In the interview she gave, Rundle recalled that she says he threw her to the ground but allowed her to get up, and it was at that point that Clenney went to the kitchen area and got the knife as Christian sort of approached her. She threw the knife at him from a distance that she estimated to be about 10 feet. Christian seems to have had a rosy love for his lady. Several lengthy love letters from Obumseli to Clenney reveal the depth of his devotion to her, despite the near-constant warring. Your angelic face, your majestic vibe, and your captivating personality is all I asked for, all I ever needed from God, he wrote in a lengthy ode to Clenney. In another portion of the letter, which was torn in half and missing pieces, Obumseli desperately apologized for gaslighting Clenney and disparaging her family. Sorry, Obumseli wrote, telling Clenney that he was lashing out at her because of his own insecurities. That will never happen again, I promise you. Ashley Vaughn, who is a close friend of the couple, has her own say into the story. We've seen her hit him. I've never seen him hit her. From what we've personally experienced between the both of them, we believe that Christian wouldn't put her in a position where she would need to stab him to protect himself. However, based on the medical examiner's report, the stab wound Obumseli received had a forceful downward thrust. Rundle said the chief medical examiner disagreed that Clenney's knife throw could have caused the stab wound that killed her boyfriend. You will draw your own conclusion, but it clearly appears that the defendant was aggressively attacking Christian, Rundle said. Obumseli's family has also been forward about their issues with Clenney in the past. They have stressed that she has had a history of being the aggressor in the relationship. They have said there's no reason to believe Clenney was acting in self-defense. Toby was raised by a very strong family with strong morals, strong values, one of his cousins said. He does not come from that. What you saw in the elevator was just an isolated glimpse of a pattern of conduct that was demonstrated by the defendant in this case, Larry Hanfield said, who is the lawyer representing Obumseli's family. However, lawyer Frank Prieto addressed his utter shock at his client Clenney's arrest. He claimed the couple's relationship was clearly toxic and that there was clear evidence of self-defense in this matter. Obumseli attacked her and choked her that evening, Prieto said. Courtney had no choice but to meet force with force. The defense and the prosecution, however, agreed that the couple had a history of domestic violence, but they disagreed on who was the aggressor. The defense claims her use of a kitchen knife was in self-defense. Clenney is now charged with second-degree murder for her boyfriend's death. She had been in Hawaii at the time of her arrest, attending a rehabilitation center for substance abuse and post-traumatic stress disorder. She had also been extradited back to Miami-Dade County to face trial. Courtney won't be getting out of jail to await trial. A Miami-Dade judge ruled that Courtney Clenney must remain behind bars as she awaits trial for the killing of Christian Obumseli on April 3rd inside their luxury Edgewater apartment. In Florida, second-degree murder is defined under Florida Statute Section 782.04 as an unlawful killing during which the defendant had a depraved mind. This means that there was no premeditation to carry out the murder, but the act itself was dangerous and showed no regard for human life. A second-degree murder conviction is classified as a first-degree felony. That means, if convicted, the defendant could face up to $10,000 fine and up to 30 years in prison. A final decision is yet to come by, but it is crystal clear that Courtney was the one who stabbed poor Christian to death, and that her act, which she called self-defense, took a life of an innocent man who had nothing but pure and complete love for his girlfriend. What are your views on this video? Do you believe Christian was innocent and deserves justice? Do you think this case could have had a different approach? Let us know your views in the comment section below. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked our efforts in the research of this video, please make sure to like, share and subscribe to our channel so that you never miss out on our content. Catch you in the next video.